there's also some processing involved too, right? Isn't there with the super grain chia? In other words, there's some things that you're doing with those seeds that separate us from everybody else in the market, isn't there? Aside from
Yes.
the origin of the cultivar.
Yep. That's absolutely right. So, if again, if you have had the opportunity to work or take or try chia in the past, typically you'll take the seeds, you'll put them in a glass of water, and you'll notice that some of the seeds float, some of the seeds sink, and you have to stir it around. And then in about 15 or 20 minutes, all of a sudden it'll get, thick and gooey. The seeds stick together. So you have to sort of beat it around again with a spoon. And then ultimately the seeds hydrate and you get this glass of a kind of a gooey, gelatinous substance with hard particles, the seeds themselves,
Sounds
in
great.
the center of the fiber. Yeah. So, and then the problem with it is that the seeds are very hard, but the fiber, which is on the outside of the seed, they call it a polysaccharide, but it's fiber on the outside of the seeds. It is extremely sticky. So when you eat a candy bar with it, or you drink it, or you in some other way consume it, you're picking seeds out of your teeth all day long. It's a nightmare. And the other problem is it sticks in the sponge, it's in your sink, it's in your glass. I mean, it's everywhere. So there's usability problems that we discovered and, using it ourselves, saying, okay, what can we do to make the experience for consumers much more pleasant than it is today? So we created a process using nothing more than time, temperature, and shear to make the seeds into a light, fluffy powder. And when you think about, and this powder, I'm telling you, this powder, you could rub this powder in your fingers and no oil comes out. You can take a handful of it and you could give it a blow and it'll float up into the air and you float into the wind. It's that light, fluffy, it's free flowing. It doesn't clump up or stick. You can sprinkle it out real easy. And if you were to fill a glass, let's say a clear glass with the powder, you would have to look at that powder and understand that 1/3 of that glass is actually oil, because there's about 30%, 30 to 33, actually 28 to 33% oil in there. And you would be amazed that this powder could be so light and fluffy and still have all the oil in it. And a glass of it would represent 30% of that glass would be oil. It's remarkable. So we got a patent on it for doing that, which is great. Now, here's the important thing about, you asked about the differences. Well, the usability is a big difference, because you could stir, this into a glass of water and there's no swelling, there's no stickiness. That fiber has been transformed. It's all there. We don't add anything. We don't take anything out. It just acts a little different when you put it in water. And so we have that, and the usability, the experience with this product is far different and far superior than what you get from just a regular chia. That's number one. Number two is we are able to make the particle size very, very small. It's under 35 microns. And I know that doesn't mean much to anyone, but here's how I would relate it. The human cell, and there's a variety of different cells. Human cells range in size from about 2 microns to a little over 100 microns. That's a cell in your body. And our product is under 35 microns. So that should give you an idea of how small those particles are. And you have all the nutrition in each particle, which is also amazing. So when you start to consume your iconic beverage in the morning, as you are taking it into your mouth, the nutrition is going into your body immediately. You're not digesting it, first. You're absorbing those nutrients immediately. And so that's the other benefit is, and the true benefit of that size is you get to, it hits your system quicker, but more importantly, you use 100% of it instead of in a regular chia scenario where you might pass quite a bit of it unutilized because you have to break the seeds down, and some people have trouble with that. There's diverticulitis that people have trouble with. So there's a number of different issues, again, with the whole seeds. So that makes our product different.
So not only is it incredibly unique and more fun to drink and eat, but it's also a lot more absorbable and bioavailable than what you would find elsewhere. And that's probably the reason why I'm getting the results that I am, so quickly, because of that bioavailability.